Hello and welcome back to the Pixel Street podcast. This is episode 180, John. We're getting closer and closer to 200. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. 20 weeks away. When would that be?
Summer? End of summer? Like 5 months?
Uh,
5 months from now?
would that be five? I guess
August?
August. Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll have a party.
We'll have a party.
Yeah.
Um, if you didn't know, this is the podcast where me and John get together and talk about a whole lot of nerd shit. Mostly video games though, and collectibles. What kind of whatever we're feeling, what we've been playing, the latest and greatest in gaming news. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, go ahead and follow us at Pixel Street on Twitter, and check out our pinned tweet where you can join our Discord, find our YouTube channel at Pixel Street Videos on YouTube, and all that goodness, all that goodness. But as always, I am your host Joel Campos, and joining me is the man who, instead of just taking down his green screen, just put a picture of his wall behind him as his green screen effect this week. John
Yeah.
Hansen.
Yeah. This just really shows how good this green screen is. Very lifelike, right? It's almost like
Yeah,
I'm
he's
sticking my
touching it.
hand into it. Yeah. It's insane. But yeah, no, nothing behind me will ever move. See here. Let's see. Let me. If I just throw this behind me, it's just gonna hit a wall and fall down.
You see? See,
that happened.
the perspective doesn't really work so well on on a small webcam,
No.
but yeah, this week we're gonna be
Look
talking.
at that detail too. Oh wait, you probably can't see that on the podcast, can you?
It's a little cut off.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But at any rate, this week we're going to be talking about the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play that just happened. You can check out our live reaction video on our YouTube channel. We just recorded it as it happened live, so go check that out. Along with some stuff going on over at the Initiative, which is Xbox's company, right? It's Xbox.
Yeah, it's the company making Perfect Dark.
Yeah. Let's get into it, John.
All right. Hogwarts Legacy, Joel.
It looks good. It looks real
Dude,
good. Like
it looks really
graphics wise, like it looks amazing, right? Next
That-
gen for sure.
That was gorgeous.
Did they
yeah.
say is that going to be a last gen game as well?
I feel like they said that a while ago. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me check. See coming to last gen. The PS5 showcase reveal is set to come to the PS5 as well as Xbox Series X and Series S. Along with next gen consoles, it's also set to ride its broomstick on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So that tells me our talk about port keys being like a way to quickly get around probably won't happen.
Yeah, probably not, but I mean, a man can dream, right?
Yeah, I'll dream still. But yeah, no, the game looked gorgeous, like you said. I think the dueling system and just the combat overall looked pretty fun. Maybe a little slower than I was hoping, but that might just
I
be the
agree.
demo showing it off. So
I
who knows?
I I I thought it looked slow in terms of it looked like there weren't enough enemies, right? Cuz like when I think of like one of these WB games, I think a lot of like the Batman games.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's like a different company and everything, but I think about how you're
Oh,
just
it's
getting
still
swarmed with
WB.
enemies. Yeah, where you're just getting swarmed with enemies, right? And just kind of button mashing combos. And it looks
Mm-hmm.
like they're trying to do that, but it doesn't necessarily play out when you have a wand and everything's ranged, right? Like nothing's really melee.
I think the big problem is that everyone seems to be like standing still a lot in the combat. Like all you really saw was the kid, like he was the only one that was like diving around and moving. The enemies were always just like standing still and they would like throw a spell at you or maybe they would charge you, but for the most part they were pretty stationary. And if that's the approach, why not just make it like a turn-based combat system at
Yeah.
that point? So I hope that's just an effect of the combat itself. I hope that it does look more fluid later on. Otherwise,
But I mean, if you think about it though, two people dueling with wands, how much are they really moving?
Well, it's not just the dueling aspects of it. It's like when they showed him in the open world and there was multiple enemies coming at them, everyone was just like standing still.
I don't know what you want them to do, John. They're using magic fingies.
Yeah,
They're
I
using
know.
their magic fingies.
I do appreciate them working in the environment stuff. Like we mentioned, there was a lot of like explosive barrels in the area because it's a video
I
game. It has to have
thought that
explosive
was
areas.
I get having a few, but like we saw this man pick up at least 5 explosive barrels and throw them at enemies in this trailer,
Yeah,
and that's kind
I
of ridiculous for
I
a
do hope
world
there's
of
more than that.
school. You hope there's
Yeah,
more?
more than just explosive barrels. Say like
Oh yeah, like
something
rocks
holding up
or
some rocks or something. You like pull that out and the rocks come tumbling down on them. Something like that, or maybe you throw someone into a lake and they get washed away. Stuff like that would be really cool. Um, Hogwarts itself looks amazing. I'm so excited to get into the class system there and like just make my student good at everything. It seemed like all the classes here were represented pretty well, and they seemed to like focus on their areas pretty well. So it wasn't. This isn't going to be a game where you just go to the Defense of the Dark Arts class and learn spells to protect yourself. You also will go to potions and like learn spells that probably healing and stuff. We saw one where he took it and his skin became rock, like stuff like that. It's really cool. I want more of that. There was also a broomstick flying class, so we get to fly a broom around. Hopefully, that will lead to Quidditch. We didn't
oh
actually.
yeah, they
There was like a little hint of Quidditch there, but I'm not
they
sure.
didn't show Quidditch, but like I'd be so surprised if they did not add it
I really
because
hope that we get Quidditch. Yeah.
I mean everybody wants Quidditch, right?
hmm
But I don't know. It being a single player game and you playing as one guy, like how does that translate to Quidditch? Like you choose your role on the team
I mean,
or
it could, or they could just do the thing with Harry Potter and just make him a seeker, so that you're going after the snitch the whole time, like the classic games did. Uh,
yeah.
Regardless, though, I think Hogwarts looks great. The Forbidden Forest area also looks right where I thought it would be. I was hoping to see more of Diagon Alley. They did a little tease of
Yeah.
it in some spots, but they like showed that you could like go there and like buy stuff and everything. I was hoping to see like what more reason is there to go there? Can I go there and like buy a companion pet or something like that, like they have in the movies and stuff like that? But no, I can't wait to see more of this. I'm so happy we finally got to see gameplay of Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
When we were talking about our most anticipated games of the year, I want to say this was my second one, and it's still there. I think this looked amazing, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
I did like the direction they're taking with the story, right? You create your character and you're joining in as a 5th year student, so you kind of have to
Mhm.
play catch up with all the other kids, right? So they give you that whole other room. What was it called? I forget.
Room of a requirement. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah, the room of requirement. They specifically said that that room's like story wise meant to be for your character to catch up to where all the other students are. And I thought that that was a really cool way of writing that in. Because like if you think about it,
Yeah.
every Harry Potter thing we see is just like you just assume all these kids have been in school since year one, and you never really hear of anybody like, oh, I'm going to Hogwarts
Yeah.
and I'm five years in now and gotta play
They
catch up.
they're definitely doing that RPG trope where you play the kid that comes out of nowhere and he's the hero and he's
Saves the
gonna
day.
fix everything. Yeah, because they're like talking about who is this kid? Where'd he come from? I just saw him take down your whole patrol of goblins because goblins and one wizard seem to be the bad guy in this one. Um, yeah, I don't. It's a trope that almost every RPG does. Look at Fallout, like, oh, you're a normal person that just you take control of the wasteland essentially. Um, yeah, no, I'm super pumped. I think of anything more to say besides I thought the first gameplay they showed here was great. We get some dungeons in there, get some puzzles in the open world. It looked like uh, it's everything I wanted in a Hogwarts game. In all honesty,
Yeah, I agree. I just can't wait to see more.
yeah.
I want to see how big that map is. like I guess all the maps if they're separate, whatever it may be.
Mhm.
I'm excited, real excited, John.
Me too. But let's move on to some little more auspicious talkings. As we noted at the beginning, the initiative that is Xbox's quadruple A studio, the big studio that's making the Perfect Dark reboot, has lost about half of its senior development staff on the game. Uh, a lot of reports are coming out that development is moving very, very slow, which isn't really that surprising since we're 4 years in now and we still have seen barely anything on the game. This game, we do know that Crystal Dynamics is now helping with the development of the game.
Which is
Uh,
weird. Which was
it's
weird to begin with.
it's weird, but I understand why they did it. The Actually, one of the latest departures was the game's director, and he had worked with Crystal Dynamics for so long. That's where that connection was made, and that's why Crystal Dynamics were brought in, because he knew them so well that he reached out to them to ask for help. But he just recently left, so he's not working on it. uh there's a lot of like big names in there that are just gone now, so whatever's going on, I was excited when they announced Crystal Dynamics working with them on Perfect Dark, but all this news of your leaders and everything on the project leaving because things are just not going well, that's not a good start for what is supposed to be Xbox's biggest up and coming studio. But what do you
Yeah,
think?
it's it definitely doesn't look good on the game, right? Like I have a feeling this is going to be one of those cyberpunk type games where we just hear about it in like little chunks over the next 7 years, and then it comes out and we're like, wow, that game really took them 10 years to make, huh? It's going to be that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it's kind of unfortunate because like when they showed this, the Perfect Dark teaser, everybody was pretty excited about it. They're like, "Oh, like this is the perfect time to bring back Perfect Dark. You have a new quadruple A studio making it. Like, what better, way to bring this studio, into the limelight is by rebooting one of like your favorite, like I don't know, people love the Perfect Dark series. I personally have only played one of them ever, so like
Never played.
I'm not really biased about it either way. But
Hmm.
I mean, and then the fact that they announced it, people were semi excited, and then just like, yeah, we need help, Crystal Dynamics. And it's like, okay, all right, yeah, you guys need help. You need help making assets. You need help with this and that. All right, we get it, we get it. And then it's like, yeah, we quit. Like what?
Yeah.
Like it's especially bad when the game director quits, right? If you've been working on a
Yeah.
game for so long and then you quit, like something's not good. Whether it's like upper management trying to control what the game is, taking your creative freedom, or it's
Which doesn't sound like an Xbox thing recently.
it doesn't. And so it's confusing. It's definitely a confusing situation.
Yeah, this really reeks of a situation where within the next few months we're going to get a big story from Jason Schreier talking about
Yeah.
how bad everything is there and what really is causing all these problems. Um,
Honestly, John, I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets canceled, right?
oh no,
Like
it's not getting canceled.
you never know. They canceled Scalebound. I didn't think that game would get canceled. We saw like actual gameplay from it.
But Scalebound wasn't being made by a company that Xbox were making themselves. That was just a Platinum Games project. Like you can easily let that go. Like that's not a big deal. But when they've been taking years to build up this team with very big names from across the industry and they're putting all they can behind this. This is the initiative. Xbox's big promise that we are going to make the next big thing, and this is why you have to buy an Xbox or play our games on PC. This is on another level from Scalebound for me. I don't see them
Yeah,
canceling this at
I
all.
see that too. But when half of the upper management of the game quits, jumps ship, like why not just like then what? Then you gotta fill those spots. You gotta fucking
Yeah,
figure it all out. This game's
yeah.
not coming out for a long, long time, if it even
No,
comes out.
no, it's at least going to be a few more years, probably. I would guess just from this. Obviously, we haven't seen a thing on this besides a teaser trailer, right? So there's been a
Yeah.
few leaks, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see nothing about it during E3 time this year. I I would expect something at least by next year, though.
Who knows? They're kind of drip feeding us Fable news like every few years. So,
God, I just want that game as well.
and
I'm so excited
I
for Fable.
do you think E3 this year is the year we get some more Fable?
I hope. I really want it. That's the big Xbox One for me is Fable.
Yeah,
Um, there's so much writing on that one, I think, and I mean, Playground Games are just knocking it out of the park with everything they do recently. So I don't know, man. They made Horizon 5 in a time where I thought there was no chance of Horizon 5 coming out. So
dude, they knocked that out so quick,
yeah, um,
so quick.
yeah. I'm hopeful that we see more Fable this year. But Perfect Dark, I'm all but writing off on seeing anything this year.
Oh yeah, I don't think so, not at all.
Yeah.
If anything, maybe Xbox just addresses, the fact
Hmm.
that like people have left and just kind of reassures, we are still in development, we're working hard on it, and leave it at that, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to say anything bad about it. I don't know. John, let's go into quick news. We're going right through this podcast.
Yeah, I guess we are. Yeah, I don't have a ton. Actually, while I'm reading some of these off, could you pull up the ID at Xbox titles that they showed off yesterday? Um, so number one, The Quarry was revealed. This is a game coming from Supermassive, the makers of Until Dawn and the Dark Pictures anthology. Instead of so the Dark Pictures anthology games are being published by Bandai Namco. This game is being published by 2K, so this has nothing to do with that series at all. This is completely on the side, a different thing. Um, they put out a trailer today for it, going over the story, and it looked like a group of eight um, teenagers camping, and they showed a sheriff trying to get them out of there, but they couldn't leave, so they had to stay the night, and now they're being hunted or something. I was very confused by the trailer, in all honesty,
Wait,
but in all,
so this is separate from the Dark Pictures anthology?
yeah, this is being published by 2K, not Bandai Namco.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, but it looks a lot like Until Dawn. It looks like a new Until Dawn, just in a new area and everything. Um, oh, let me look up who the cast was because I know they had Justice Smith, I think his name is the guy from Detective Pikachu. He was one of the characters. There was uh, hold on, I'm trying to pull it up. Voice actors in the quarry. We have David Arquette. I don't know who that is.
David Arquette from the smash office hit of Ready to Rumble.
Is that I don't know.
Yeah, he's in a movie called Ready to Rumble, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
amazing.
Uh, Siobhan Williams. Siobhan. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Um,
Shaban?
Saban. I'm
It's
not sure.
Shaban.
Shaban. Okay. She's had roles in series like Cartoon Network's Level Up and AMC's Hell on Wheels. Skylar Gisondo. Um, let's see, known recently for The Righteous Gemstones and Licorice Pizza. Ariel Winter. Her portrayal of Alex Dunphy in Modern Family. Brenda Song. That name sounds familiar.
That name does
Uh,
sound familiar. Oh, I'm
Her
looking it up.
Song played the role of London Tipton in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. That's why.
Okay. Yep. That's why.
Yep. Evan Evagora appeared as Elnor in several episodes of Star Trek Picard. Holston Sage appeared in The Prodigal Son and The Orville. Never heard of those. Justice
Fun
Smith.
fact. Fun fact.
What?
Apparently, Brenda Song and Macaulay Culkin either are or were dating at one point. The
Oh,
more the
good
more you
for
know.
them.
The more you know.
Like I mentioned earlier, Justice Smith. He's the kid from Detective Pikachu. Miles Robbins. He has appeared in films like 2018's Halloween. Zach Tinker. Tinker is best known as a soap opera actor in The Young and the Restless. Ted Raimi, in the Evil Dead and Spider-Man series. Yeah, he's the brother of Sam Raimi. Lance Henriksen. Wow, there are a lot of people in here.
I
Uh,
mean, do we gotta read them all?
maybe. I mean, these are some. Okay, yeah, we'll stop there. But a lot of people here.
I mean, when we're there talking about Sam Raimi's brother, I think that's where we draw
Yeah,
the line.
yeah, that's a good point. Um, yeah, but a lot of people in there from some recognizable things. They look cool. Check out the trailer. I think they had their own Twitter page, just the Quarry. All right. Next up, there will be no EA Play Live this year. I don't think they really gave an explanation of why they're doing this. They just kind of said, we're not doing it. We're not gonna have an E3 thing this year. We're just gonna announce the, updates for our games when you need to see them." And that was about
Yeah,
it.
but maybe it could just be that like
They
they're
have
not ready to
nothing.
share stuff, or they have or all they have is FIFA and Madden coming out this year, and
In all
NHL.
honesty, I really wouldn't be surprised if that's all it was because they've got Skate, which seems like it's a far ways away. Dragon Age 4, we have no idea what's up with that
Although
game.
I could see them, they said that they're going to announce stuff as they can, more or less, right, for these games. I could
Yeah.
see around E3 time them having kind of a direct type thing for Skate because like I said before, they sent out press kits to like press for Skate 4, which was very random, and that was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago now.
Okay. Yeah, I just really don't think they have much. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie poster is a great tribute to the Sega Genesis game. If you haven't
It's
seen it,
awesome.
it's so cool. They've got
It's awesome.
Robotnik holding the giant 2 down, and they got Knuckles in the 2 there. Ah, I am so excited for this movie, man. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
And
very
then last
excited.
last bit of quick news before we go into the ID at Xbox stuff. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel has been downloaded over 20 million times. That is massive for this game. Of
Is
course,
that the one you've been playing?
yeah, of course, I've downloaded it 4 times because it's
On
on
what?
actually, no, 5 times. Um, Xbox, Switch, PS5, PC, and mobile. It's crossplay and it's free. Might as well, right?
So what you're saying it's possible that only 4 million people have played this game. They've just all downloaded it 5 times.
Yeah, it is possible,
Definitely
but
possible. All right.
get to take it wherever you want.
All right, let's move on to the ID at Xbox games that were shown off yesterday. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see this on your screen now. How do you say it? Tunic? Tunic?
Tunic.
Tunic was shown, and it actually launched yesterday on Game Pass. This is that kind of Zelda-like game. Um, that's what
It
people are saying online, John.
it's more Dark Souls.
It looks to me like it's like a mixture of Zelda and Death's Door.
Yeah,
That's the
maybe.
vibe I get from it. But yeah, that came out
Getting really good
yesterday.
reviews. GamePro
Yeah.
gave it a 9 out of 10, I want to say.
They also showed Immortality. I'm not sure what this is.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
I'm watching a quick video now. It looks weird. You're like finding footage. Sam Barlow has made a name for himself. Has made a name for himself for his interactive live-action adventures like Telling Lies and Her Story. And his new
Oh,
project,
okay.
Immortality, looks like his most ambitious yet.
It's
Releasing
an
this summer for Xbox
FMV
Series
game.
X and S and Game Pass, the game will be an interactive film trilogy focused on locating a missing woman named Marissa Marcel. You'll be using found footage to solve the case, and given the quality of Barlow's past work, the bar is set pretty high. I know Her Story. People love that game, so.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, they showed off Flintlock Siege of Dawn. The developers of Ashen itself, a Game Pass Day 1 release, are back with a gun focused open world action RPG, Flintlock. Aside from hyphenated descriptors, the game features a mix of vengeance, gunpowder, and magic. And we'll see Hero Nor teaming up with sidekick named Enki. It looks to be a bit more vibrant than the desolate and dying Ashen, albeit still in the world on the brink of complete destruction. Sorry, this text is super tiny on my screen. Okay, Ashen, I know people were into that. That game was kind of Souls-like as well when it came out. Escape Academy is another one. Escape rooms are fun. I gotta mute this, hold on. Escape rooms are fun. Going to one during a pandemic isn't always a great idea. With the new game Escape Academy, you can play through a collection of virtual escape rooms designed by real escape room experts as you train to become an escape room master. As the physical escape As with physical escape rooms, the whole experience can be played cooperatively with online or split screen mode, or you can put your own skills to the test by trying to escape on your own. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
I will definitely play that on Game Pass. Okay, up next, Wrestle Quest. All right, I gotta run this video because the art style looks real pixely and cool, and I'm into old school wrestling stuff. No, not WrestleFest. This is Wrestle Quest, a combination of role-playing game and fever dream starring the late WWE superstars Randy Savage and Andre the Giant. What the fuck?
How'd they get those rights?
This is my shit, John.
Is it?
My god, this is amazing. It looks so cool. You got to look up a video, John. It looks really cool.
I'm watching it.
Using a detailed pixel art style and featuring some of the biggest names to ever step into the ring, it looks to be a unique take on retro-style wrestling that doesn't take itself too seriously or seriously at all. Now, where is the mod to add in the Skyrim dragon? John, I'm excited for this game.
Cool. I'm not a wrestling fan, but that sounds cool.
I'm so, like you said, how did they get the names?
Yeah.
How'd
they get the likeness?
Well, I mean, both wrestlers are dead, so it's possible that they contacted their families to.
Well, yeah, that's how they did it. But like, we're talking about an ID, an independent developer here. This isn't Xbox going to them and offering them a ton of money. This is just some random person calling up a family. Hey, can we use your dead family member's likeness in our game? That's insane to me.
Dude, I'm just as confused as you are. Moving on, we have a game called Paradise Killer. The acclaimed detective adventure Paradise Killer is coming to Xbox consoles, or rather, it's out now on Xbox Game Pass for both console and PC. The game was originally only released for PC and Nintendo Switch back in 2020 and offers a nearly unprecedented level of freedom in how you approach a case and who you decide to accuse. It's also weird as hell, so you don't have to worry about any brooding, shadowy investigator wearing a trench coat and smoking a cigar here. John, you're into those kind of games, and that's it.
What's that?
That's all. That's all that's on this list.
Oh wait, I was thinking of Shredders, but that just released yesterday. They didn't talk about it.
Oh, actually, this says it's just the biggest announcements. So.
Okay. Well,
that's probably all we need to know.
A lot of people are talking about Tunic. I would say give that a try for sure.
I downloaded Shredders.
I did as well. I want to give that a try. I'm not sure how much I'll like it or anything, but might as well give it a shot. It's on Game Pass. Paradise Killer, I was also looking at.
I told you, that sounds like a game that you would like.
Yeah.
Given having played all those Ace Attorney games, sounds kind of like in the same realmy type thing. Yeah. A lot of reading.
Maybe I'll talk about it next week. We'll see.
Cool. Well, John, let's talk about what we've been gaming. What have you been gaming, John?
All right, so starting off here, Grand Theft Auto
GTA.
Online.
It's here, John. Next gen. This is what we've been waiting for. It's so good. It loads so fast. You don't even have time to pick up your phone and look at that tweet somebody just DM'd you. You don't have time to look at all of the fake bot girl, nudie OnlyFans girls accounts that are trying to slide into your DMs to get you to sub to their fucking OnlyFans. John, you don't have time to answer that phone for your daughter when she's freaking out about her homework. You don't have time for any of this, John, because GTA Online loads so fast that you don't even have time to go pee when you want to.
Man, I have some very bad news for you. Yeah, the GTA Online next gen port, I am not impressed with it, in all honesty. It was only $10, so that much I don't care about, in all
Well,
honesty.
$10 right now, but come June that's going to be
Yeah,
$20.
$20. But like, man, I really am not impressed. I think the game looks exactly the same, essentially.
So
I don't.
I'll step in right here, just talking about graphics real quick, because
Okay,
this is one we've
go.
both played a little. I played only a little bit. I want to play more.
Hmm.
Um, Immediately, the big difference I noticed was the frames per second. Because if you go and change your settings, you could play in performance mode, and it goes up to 60 frames per second, I think. And immediately, I could tell a difference. Now, John's not a picky frames per second snob like me, so he doesn't really care either way. So, like, for
I
him, he
also
didn't
don't
notice.
notice it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like for me, I thought that was a big deal, but graphically, I feel like that was the only major difference. Like I'm sure that if I watched a Digital Foundry video where they break down the old and new, which I don't know if they've done that yet, but I'm sure they're going to. I'm sure I'll be like, "Oh yeah, like that texture does look like it's a lot better." But when you're just sprinting around in GTA, driving around in GTA, it I don't notice a big difference outside of the frames.
Hmm. The big thing with me is that it completely cuts you off from anyone playing the Xbox One version. And if you transfer your character over, you just lose them from the Xbox One version.
Yeah.
So if you have friends that haven't made the jump to next gen yet, don't upgrade. Wait. It honestly, even at $10 right now, it's free on PS5, so I guess go for it there regardless. But like, I just really don't think this was worth the effort. Um, as long as we waited to get it, uh, nothing is new about the game inside it. It's the exact same game that you were playing before. Yeah, no, this doesn't
It's
move the
it's
needle at
weird.
all for me.
Like there are weird parts of it, right? Like
Mhm.
the second time you load up the game, it loads you to a menu asking kind of what you want to do. And like one of the options is like go to free mode. Another option heist. Another option is like the Dr. Dre DLC. Another option is like see the new vehicles in the game. And no matter what you click, it just loads you into the game and pulls up yourself. Like if you click on the new cars, loads you into the game. Still takes over a minute, right? And
Yeah, it's
then
still a long loading time.
and then opens your cell phone and just shows you, hey, these are the new cars you can buy, but they're
Mhm.
like $2.5 million each. Or if you click on like you want to do heists, it just like loads you in, and like all it did for me is like show me where I can buy apartments. And it's like, no, I already own apartments. Why are you showing me this? I already have a heist room. I was hoping that clicking on it would like open my phone in the game and tell me this is what you need to select to start a heist. But that just wasn't the case. So I my problem with GTA has always been that it's hard to figure out what to do. Like when I started playing the other day, I was playing alone, and I asked John. I was like, "Hey, how do I do a mission?" And John's like, "Oh, like you hit the start menu and go to missions." And I did that. It was just constantly loading, trying to find me a match. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I I just want to do a mission, man. Like, I want to make
Mhm.
money. I don't want to fucking drive around in free mode and have the same guy kill me 20 times, and I just keep losing my cars.
Yeah. Yeah, jumping into it on Series X, I'm like, okay, not as many have a Series X, so I'm not getting into like full lobbies all the time anymore, which is actually a pretty good thing because of the assholes you were like mentioning. But like also now since I moved my character over, I can't play with my friend unless I make a new account on the Xbox One version, but like why would I have two versions of this game? They just Rockstar, I don't understand how badly they are fucking up these ports. GTA Trilogy was awful, and now this one it works. It's not nearly as bad as the GTA Trilogy was. It works. It does the bare minimum though. Like
Well, I
$10 is
mean,
just what it should be at full price, in
yeah,
all honesty.
in my mind, all the new next gen version is losing capability of play with your friends on last gen, which for me is not that big of a problem because all my friends who play it, you, David, and Larry, they all bought it on Series X already. So like
Hmm.
I'm fine with that, but I understand why that's a problem for people like you. Um, and just up the frames. That's all they did, is up the frames and make it so you can't go back. And the downside also is I kind of wish I had just made a new character, like not
You had more
because
money.
yeah. Well, I mean, I would have gotten more money, yeah, but also I would have lost assets and stuff that I bought in the game. But I was watching the Kind of Funny stream when Greg Miller started playing, and it just looked very much like they catered it for the new player, right? Because Greg went in, he said, it's like, oh, choose your role. Do you want to be like in a biker gang? Do you want to be the CEO of a company? Do you want to own a nightclub? And Greg chose nightclub. And then it's like, okay, what nightclub do you want to buy? So it kind of like just set him in a good foundation to then start doing these missions and stuff. Whereas like I'm in the game now and like I don't know what I want to do. I was like, okay, I want to do the Jay Z or Dr. Dre stuff. And so when I tried doing it a few months ago, I bought a company, and then it just kept telling me like, oh, you cannot be CEO. And then I found out the other day from John, he's like, oh yeah, there might be too many CEOs in that free mode. So maybe the solution is going to be that every time I play, I just make my own free mode so that nobody else is in it, so nobody else is CEO. And obviously, like if John wanted to play, he could just join my free mode.
Hmm.
Like maybe we make a
Probably
crew so that you
work
could do a
best.
crew free mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
I'm
frustrating.
It's so frustrating. It I get that they were working with a game that this year is going to be 9 years old. Like GTA 5 came out a long time ago, but like they know they didn't have to make a next gen version with GTA 6 coming out in the future. Like GTA 5 is still doing just fine on the last gen versions. This update port, whatever you want to call it, does nothing for me. I'm actually kind of disappointed that I bought it, even if it was just $10. Maybe it's better on PS5 because they were pushing it there so hard, and they've got like the DualSense
I
stuff,
doubt it.
which
I mean,
whatever.
don't get me wrong. I'm gonna download it and make a new character there because I really do want to see if making a new character is the route you should go. As somebody like me who's played on and off for 7 years, right? Like I don't
Hmm.
know what I'm doing when I launch it. Maybe starting a new character is gonna help me learn what I should be doing in the game. So I'm excited to launch it on PS5 to do that.
Yeah, just yeah. I honestly, if you're a massive GTA 5 fan, I guess do it. But if you play with a bunch of friends that don't have next gen versions, don't do it yet. Um, yeah, there's just not much more to say about it. It's just kind of there.
That being said, I'm excited to play more of it. Like I know it's just kind of there,
Yeah,
but I mean we've been getting
it's
back
still
into it
GTA
lately.
5, so it's still fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, John. The
All right.
next game I started playing is last night. I took part in my friend Kurt's streamer showcase, and I started playing Ali Ali World. And that game, man, is such a vibe. Like the art style is really fucking cool. The music is super chill. Like I was just sitting in the lobby, like before I started streaming, just listening to the music because it's like very lo-fi, like chill beats. Um, but yeah, I'm like in love with this game, man. Like I started playing it and like it's hard to get used to because every time I play skating games, it's either I want to use the right stick like in Skate, or I want to hit A to ollie. But with this game, everything is done with the left stick. So like and it's very fast paced. It's a side scroller where you're skating and obviously there's obstacles that you could crash into and stuff and you got to jump over them and it gets so fast paced that like it gets hard. Like it's actually a difficult game. And watching videos of people playing it and stuff, like I didn't think it was going to be as difficult as it is, but it is definitely a challenge. But it's a welcome challenge. Like in Elden Ring, like that's not a welcome challenge, right? It's just like hard for being hard's sake. Whereas in this game, like it's just repetitive. Like you go and then you go back. You fall off your skateboard, go back to the last checkpoint, keep going, and like the music is so chill in that game. It's like I can't even get mad at this game. It's just so cool. The art style is awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in the background that's like distracting me, and that's like part of the reason why I'm crashing so much is because it's just so cool looking. I'm definitely excited to play more of it. I want to play through this whole game. I fucking love it.
Cool. Yeah, I've only heard good things about it, so good to hear that you're
Highly,
liking it.
highly, highly recommend.
All right. The other game I've been playing lately is Pokemon Legends Arceus. I finally got around to hitting credits on it. I took a break there for a while because I was sick. But yeah, I finished it and yeah, enjoyed it. It's a good game. I'm still kind of not looking forward to playing Scarlet and Violet later this year. But I
You
might.
do you think Arceus kind of ruined the old Pokemon formula for you?
No, I don't think so. A lot of Pokemon in a short time here between Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Arceus, and now Scarlet and Violet. And it's just I'd be fine with taking a break, but because of my job, I won't. But yeah,
Yeah,
Arceus is just the best parts of that game are just walking around in the wild and catching Pokemon.
yeah,
I'm not that big on battles in this game, in all honesty. They don't happen a ton, but like I'd rather just sneak up on all my Pokemon and try and catch them. Um, yeah, it is a really good game for well, what I would usually do is just sit in bed at night and when I'm sitting there about to go to sleep, just play it for a little bit, waste some time in it. I think that's really what it's perfect with. I don't ever see this being a game that I just 100% put all my effort into like some other games. Like
hmm
it's just kind of a relaxing game and that's completely fine with it. It's a good game. So, yeah, I'll probably still keep playing it a little more, get some of the side quests out of the way because they're pretty decent at times. Um yeah, there's it's a good game. I don't know what else to say.
cool. Well, I mean that's gonna be a pretty short episode of the show.
Ooh, do we want to talk about anything else? I
I
got
don't know
nothing.
what else is there to talk about. How's your
Hogwarts
day?
Legacy looks good.
How's your day? How's your day, John? How you doing? Well, this has been
Oh,
episode 180 of the Pixel Street Podcast. As always, thank you so much for watching or listening to the show. Wherever you are, we love you. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street and subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for Pixel Street videos over there. Check out our pinned tweet on Twitter where you can join our Discord. We are doing a Pal Party Night Friday, March 18th, 2022, where we are going to be playing the new tracks in Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. So definitely let us know if you want to play with us. I think we have a pretty solid group so far. There's like 6 to 8 of us confirmed to play, so we are
we
definitely
can make
excited to be
multiple
playing.
lobbies if we need to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm also fine just like watching at times and stuff like that. Like, I don't need to play the whole time, but yeah, I'm excited for those new tracks. I want to go into it blind, John. I'm not going to play it all during the day. I'm going to wait until we play them online.
Okay.
That way, that's where we separate the ladies from babies, John. All right?
All right. All right. I'll wait too then.
Cool. Yeah, what else do I got to say? Follow me on Twitter at Campo63 or twitch.tv/Campo63. If you don't have Mario Kart, I will be streaming the Pal Party Night tomorrow night, so check out the live stream on our YouTube channel or on my Twitch page. John, where are you at on the internet?
On Twitter, I am at Revx Shadows. You can also find my writing on GamePro.com. In the background here, I've been working on some Harry Potter or Hogwarts Legacy stuff. So I'll hit some of those up and just sit here and wait for that game to come out this winter.
Cool. Well, John will see you right here in the winter of 2022 playing
Yep.
Hogwarts Legacy. We'll be back next week for episode 181 of the Pixel Street Podcast.
Bye.